Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at that really cool intersection of sports and high-tech engineering. We're zeroing in on one piece of gear that, honestly, it seems like it's promising to totally change how golfers practice. We are talking about the Launchbox by TruGolf.
It's just fascinating because for years, real precise swing data, that stuff belonged in high-end studios,
Right.
these huge setups costing tens of thousands of dollars. So our mission today is to really unpack these sources and figure out how the Launchbox, which is, what, a 3-pound unit, is delivering that same studio-grade data.
Yeah, and the sources are clear. This isn't just a small step up in portability. It's a huge leap. And the thing we're really going to focus on is this new update, the ability to switch between dedicated club and ball flight tracking modes. All in one little device. That separation, that seems massive for training.
Oh, it's everything. And to get why, you first have to understand the tech underneath it all. The Launchbox uses high-speed photometric camera technology. A lot of other portable monitors, they rely on Doppler radar, which is great for tracking the ball after it's been hit. But photometric is different.
Okay, let's unpack that for a second. Photometric. So we're talking about cameras.
Hmm.
How does a camera system get the same kind of accuracy for, trajectory and spin that you'd expect from a huge fixed simulator?
Well, it all comes down to analyzing these incredibly fast images taken right at the moment of impact. The system is capturing and looking at the dimple patterns on the ball, the markings on the club face. By freezing that exact moment, it can calculate spin axis, launch angles, and, this is the important part, the club head dynamics with just incredible fidelity.
So it's observing the event directly. It's not just projecting from a distance.
Exactly. That's why it's often so much better at capturing things like face angle and attack angle. It's seeing the cause, not just measuring the effect way down the line.
That makes a lot of sense. But here's the thing. When you talk about high-speed cameras, you usually run into the portability problem.
Yeah.
Studio systems have controlled lighting, fixed environments. How did TruGolf make a camera system that's actually built for the driving range?
That's the big engineering puzzle they had to solve, right? And the sources really emphasize the physical design. It weighs just 3 pounds. That's 1.4 kilograms. It's genuinely one of the lightest high-fidelity monitors out there. It's also built to be durable, so it can just, fit right into your routine. But the other side of portability is endurance.
Right. If you're out at the range and you're stuck plugging it in, it sort of defeats the whole ultra-portable idea.
Absolutely. So the internal battery gives you up to 6 hours of continuous use on a full charge. That's more than enough for a couple of long practice sessions or a whole day of coaching. And that combination, lightweight and long battery life, is what makes it so valuable for, say, a traveling coach or a player practicing away from home.
Let's push on the trade-offs, though. If it's using visual images, does that mean you have to worry about calibrating it every time you set it down? Or what about low light or uneven ground?
That's a great question because those have always been the weak spots for camera systems. The documentation suggests they've pretty much solved this with smart software and some really simple setup cues. The main thing is the unit has to be level and aligned to the target. It's a quick step, but it's one that radar users don't always have to think about. But the trade-off, a few seconds of setup, is worth it for that super accurate club data you get.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's the foundation. Now let's get to the part that takes this from just a good portable monitor to a real diagnostic tool. You mentioned the dual tracking and the different modes. This is what coaches must be excited about.
Oh, absolutely. This is what changes it from a data collector to a focused training tool. Most portables just throw all the numbers at you at once, and it can be kind of overwhelming. The Launchbox gives you these 3 dedicated modes, which lets you do some really targeted practice.
Okay, so let's define them clearly for everyone listening. What are the 3 modes?
First up, you have club mode. This tells the system to focus entirely on swing metrics. We're talking face angle, club path, attack angle. It's analyzing how the club went through impact.
Got it. And the second one is ball mode.
Yep, ball mode. It does the opposite. It focuses purely on what the ball did. Spin rates, launch angles, ball speed. The results.
And then there's a third one that brings it all together.
Exactly. Combined mode. It analyzes both club and ball at the same time to give you that full picture of the strike.
So why is that separation so important? I mean, in a practical sense,
Mm-hmm.
why not just leave it in combined mode all the time?
The diagnostic value is just huge. Think about it from a coach's perspective. If a player has a bad slice, the coach doesn't really care about carry distance at that moment. They want to know one thing: is the club face open to the path? So they switch to club mode, and they get clean, immediate feedback on just face angle and club path, no distractions, and they can make a targeted fix right there.
Okay, so that brings us to a few key terms. The diagnostic trio, as you called it, attack angle, club path, and face angle. For someone who knows the basics, but maybe not these club dynamics, why are those three so critical?
Okay, so attack angle, that's whether you're hitting up or down on the ball. It is absolutely fundamental for maximizing distance, especially with a driver. Then you have club path, which is the direction the club head is moving at impact. Is it coming from the inside or is it coming over the top from the outside?
And the last one, face angle.
Right. Face angle is just where the club face is pointing at impact. And it's the relationship between that and the club path that determines, your shot shape. Getting all three of those and being able to isolate them. That's what makes this a real diagnostic tool. Without them, you're just kind of guessing at the mechanics.
It sounds like it saves a ton of time. If you're just trying to, say, lower your spin, you go into ball mode. You're not distracted by anything else. You're just tweaking your swing to optimize launch and spin to get those extra few yards.
Exactly. And then you use combine mode as the final check. You can see if that mechanical change you made in club mode, like fixing your attack angle, actually led to the better trajectory you wanted in the ball data. It connects the dots.
So now that we get the process, let's make sure everyone listening knows just how deep the numbers go. Let's run through the full list of metrics from the sources,
Sure. So on the ball data side, you get the 6 key measurements you need.
which are carry distance and total distance. Obviously, every golfer wants those. And then you have ball speed, spin rate, vertical launch angle, and horizontal launch direction. That's the full story of the ball's flight.
Yep. And then when you're in club tracking mode, you get the 4 critical club data metrics, club head speed, the raw power, and then that diagnostic trio we talked about, attack angle, club path, and face angle.
So this is really not just a basic system telling you how fast and how far. This is comprehensive data. This is pro-level stuff. The fact that they include those specific metrics, it tells you this is for serious analysis.
It is. This level of detail is for anyone who wants to stop guessing why a shot happened and actually diagnose it. It just takes the guesswork out of practice.
Okay, let's switch over to the user experience because this next feature is, I think, a huge deal for that on-the-range freedom. The e-ink display.
This is such a smart design choice. The ink screen shows you all your data clearly, instantly, right on the device.
And here's the kicker. It does not require a smartphone or a tablet to work. You can literally leave your phone in the bag, turn this on, and start hitting. You get immediate feedback. No fiddling with apps.
That untethered part is amazing, but the e-ink tech itself is just perfect for a driving range. Unlike a normal phone screen, E is perfectly readable in bright, direct sunlight. So whether you're indoors or it's a super sunny day, you can always see your numbers. It keeps it simple.
And that focus on simplicity, it extends to the physical design too, right? There are some clever aids built right in.
Yeah, so there's a defined hitting zone. It's about 4 by 8 inches. But the really helpful bit is the LED status indicators. They're little lights that tell you when the unit is ready for the next shot.
So that helps prevent those annoying misreads you get sometimes with launch monitors. You know for sure that it's ready to capture your swing, which is great for a busy coach or even just a player who wants to trust the data.
It's those little things that really define the quality of a product like this. They just thought about the common headaches and tried to solve them.
Right, let's pivot to the big question. The investment. What does it cost to get this kind of precision in a little 3-pound box?
Right, this is where you have to put it in perspective. The base package starts at $2,999 US. Now, that's definitely a serious investment, but you have to compare it to the high-end radar systems that can easily cost $10,000 or even $20,000.
For $3,000, though, that's a big decision. What did the sources say about its accuracy compared to those really expensive systems?
Yeah.
Especially for the club data.
The documentation consistently puts it right up there, delivering near studio accuracy. It's really leveraging that photometric strength for the club head data. I mean, every portable system has its tolerances, but the value here is that high fidelity on those key metrics like face and path. For someone who really wants to fix their swing mechanics and needs portability, this price point it's really compelling.
And that base price, that includes the Launchbox unit itself and access to E6 Range, which is TruGolf's virtual practice software.
It does, so you can start practicing right away. But the full simulation experience really comes with the E6 Home upgrade. That's a one-time charge of $500, and it just massively expands what you can do.
What does that $500 get you?
It unlocks over 30 world-famous virtual golf courses, plus you get multiplayer modes, skill challenges. This is what turns it from a data tool into a full-blown home simulator. You're not just hitting into a net, you're playing Pebble Beach with data from your actual swings.
And then there's one more level for the real data nerds, the coaches and top players, the advanced analytics subscription.
Yep, that's the Apex Analysis software. It's a platform built for doing deep dives into performance trends over time.
So this is more than just looking at your old sessions. What does
Okay.
advanced analytics mean here?
It means you get tools that turn numbers into actual insights. Things like in-depth swing comparison, so you can put a player's current swing up against their best one from last month. You get data visualizations like dispersion charts and heat maps. It moves you way past what happened today and into what's the long-term trend. And that's available through annual subscriptions.
So to wrap up this whole deep dive,
Yeah.
what the Launchbox basically does is take the precision you used to only get in a fixed studio system and shrink it down to a 3-pound battery-powered box.
And crucially, it makes that data so much more useful with those three distinct tracking modes: club, ball, and combined. It's a diagnostic tool that solves one of the biggest problems in golf: getting quality clubhead data anywhere you want.
It really is an incredible piece of technology, combining that power with true portability.
It is. Which leaves me with a final thought for you to consider. Given the extreme portability of the Launchbox and that unique freedom you get from the e-ink screen, no phone needed, how does that immediate untethered data shift the whole dynamic of professional golf coaching? Or even just your own practice routine, that kind of autonomy. It might just fundamentally change where the next generation of top golfers chooses to practice and get better.